Last night I had a breakdown. I had spent the entire day, and in fact, multiple days, serving others, taking care of people, helping people make contingency plans, taking on a lot of their emotions, their fears, and something triggered me last night, and I had a breakdown. I cried. I was withdrawn, and in my mind, I was angry and frustrated, exhausted, overwhelmed. These are the words that kept going through my mind. When I paused to reflect, I thought, oh my gosh, this feels very much like the breakdowns I would have every year in August. So I spent several years staying at home with my kiddos, and every August I would have a breakdown. I would, again, cry, withdraw, and would not tell anybody about this. Heaven forbid anybody thought that I was having a meltdown. None of my friends were having meltdowns, so why would I have a meltdown? It was a self-shaming moment for sure. And I just immediately went back to that, seeing these old patterns, and thought, wait a minute, whoa. Jill, you have skills. You have skills, Jill, to deal with this now. You're a coach. You have training. So I did some self-coaching. So I just want to share my thought process of what went on in my brain last night, because if you haven't had your breakdown, you might be ready for it, or maybe you had yours a handful of days ago. So maybe this will help you as well. The first thing that I remember is that words are important. So I ask myself, is this a breakdown? Or could it just be a moment, a human moment? Because I'm a human and we are all humans. Is it a human moment? So I decided to not call it a breakdown. I had texted my friend, I just had my breakdown. But I thought, no, it's not a breakdown. I'm going to choose to call it a moment. It's just a moment. Doesn't have judgment with it. So once I thought, okay, it's just a moment. Now what am I going to do with this moment? So I examined my thoughts. Was I really exhausted? Was I really frustrated and angry? And I talked myself through those words, and I was like, no, I'm not angry. I'm not exhausted. What I worked myself to was the right word for my emotion was sad. I was just sad. I'm sad for my clients. I'm sad there's no hockey. There was just sadness. I'm sad for a young team that I served yesterday. They are just killing it, and then to have to deal with 2020. Just we want a do-over, right? So as I sat with just plain old sadness, then all of my skills started to come back, and I was actually talking to myself. Please talk to someone else, for crying out loud. But if you can't talk to someone else, talk to yourself. This self-coaching still works. As I was speaking the words out loud, I'm just sad. What came into my mind was, obstacles make us stronger. That's the truth. I teach that. Success is a poor teacher. I do want my teams to learn. I do want myself to learn. And I just started feeling better. So when we take that thought and we run it around here back in our that feeling is just kind of hanging out back here in our emotion center, and we run that through our frontal cortex where we have to talk about it, we start to add some logic. It also popped into my mind in war times. This is how we're treating this. It's wartime. We innovate. How many awesome inventions have come about because of wartime? Now, of course, there's bad things and sad things about wartime as well. But, kind of going back to that young team that I served as an example, what a gift for them to go through something like this early on in their career. They're going to have these tools in their backpack for a long, long time. Just how the community has banded together. I counted up yesterday as part of my self-coaching how many human beings I served, and it was over 1,000 people between webinars and videos and calls and coaching. 1,000 people. I would have never got to do that in peacetime. So that's how I really pulled myself back out of it. I sat with it. I named the sadness. I talked about it even to myself. I talked to a few coaches this morning about it as well. So hopefully that helps to get you turned around when you have your moment. And I'm sure I'll have more, but just what a blessing it was to practice those tools and to bring myself back to where I can now fully serve again this morning.